Next concept, we are going to be discuss about constructors. What is meant by constructor? Constructor is a special member function whose name is same as the name. Constructor is a special member function whose name is same as that of class. We don't need to call the constructor with the help of object. Whenever we are creating an object, automatically the constructor will be invoked for execution. Invoking for execution in a sense, it is going to be called function. Whenever we are creating an object, automatically the constructor will be called for execution. We no need to call the constructor specifically with the help of object and by using dot operator. How we are going to be call the normal methods for execution. See, constructor is a special member function whose name is same as class name, should be declared without any return type, that is not even void. You should not use any return type. When we are creating object to the class, automatically constructor will invoke for execution. We no need to call that specifically for execution by using object and dot operator. Two types of constructor. One is default constructor. Parameterized constructor. Default constructor or no argument constructor. Without having any argument, we are going to be write the constructor. If it is a parameterized constructor for constructor, we are going to be write parameters that will be considered as an input for the constructor. So we'll see how it is going to be called for execution automatically when we are creating an object to the class that and all. I have given this name. Now, here we are going to be write there is a constructor where its name is same as that of the class name. Its name is same as that of the class name. And if you observe here, we didn't given any arguments. For the constructor, here I didn't given any arguments. Because of that, we'll be considering this is a default constructor. and I'll write one normal method. We consider display. So while we are writing the normal method, we need to write return type. So if there is no specific return type, at least we need to write void. Void in a sense, it is not going to return anything. I mean to say, like, we should not use any return statement in the body of the method. Not use any return statement in the method when we are using void. Now, implementation of normal method. See, this is a constructor normal method. So constructor, when we are creating, automatically it will invoke for execute. Automatically it will invoke for execute. When we are creating an object class. So for this class, I am creating object now. For this class, I am creating the object now. See, I'm not going to call any particular function here. Automatically, it is going to be called the execution of this constructor. After creating an object, I didn't call any method specifically. But if you observe here, we have called this, the constructor is executing. Implementation of default constructor we are getting here. So we are getting this input in a sense. This particular constructor is executing. This particular constructor is executing. So we are getting this output. As that is a constructor, we no need to call that for execution. Automatically it is calling for execution. As we have given normal method that is display here, it is not calling for execution. So if you want to execute that normal method with the help of object, we need to call that for execution. So that we will see dot display method. So now it is going to be called the normal method for execution. Implementation of normal method. We didn't provide any arguments over here. Because of that, it is going to be considered default constructor. Default constructor. We'll see an example for parameterized constructor. So where if it is a parameterized constructor, we need to pass the arguments. We need to pass the arguments. Need to pass the arguments. So while we are passing the arguments, we need to pass the values based on the data type also. So what are the arguments we are passing? Okay. data type also we need to pass. Now here I'm going to be initialize a value as 100, b value as 100, as 100, b value as 200. And I'll write one method here, void display void display display method implementation. And now here I'm going to be display the values of a and value of just displaying the value of a b, value of a, value of. So now while we are creating an object the class, here we have default constructor. See here we are not getting this. While we are creating an object, as this is a parameterized constructor, we want to if you want the parameters to be executed automatically, then we have to pass the arguments what it is required. Here, instead of initializing the values like this, I'm going to be initialize a value is a, and then b value is b, or else I'll do one thing. Here, I'll be taking n1, n2. For a, I'm going to be display n1, like we can say the n1 value is assigned to a and n2 value has been assigned to b. N2 value has been assigned to b. Now, while we are creating an object, we need to pass that argument what we required for the constructor. So then only it is going to be get assigned. Now, with the help of this constructor class object, I'll be calling the display method. Now it is going to be display the value of a and b. The value of a is 100, value of b is 200. Now while we are creating the constructor, while we are creating the object for this particular class, we have the constructor here with two arguments. There is two integer arguments. While we are creating this, we'll be passing two values over here. We need to pass two values over here. Then only it is going to be called for execution automatically. Otherwise, it will not call for execution automatically. So the arguments, what it is required, we need to pass while we are creating an object. So here we have given the arguments statically. So dynamically also we can able to take the values and we can able to assign for it. Here, previously, while I'm writing this example, a value we have given and a value we are assigning to a only, but I've changed that argument as n1, n2. How we can able to do that? We will. Now, when we want to give a here as well, then this is self-referencing we have to give. This dot a. So when we are assigning a value to variable a only, then we have to give the this keyword. Then we have to give the this keyword. So now also we are going to get the same thing. So when we have to give the this keyword, when we want to assign one variable value to itself, like variable a value we have to assign to a variable a only, then we need to use this keyword for self-reference. So now we are going to be get this same output we are going to be get. Instead of giving the static values here, n1, n2, that is a, b values, I can take it dynamically as well. See here, with the help of scanner class, we need to import the package related to that. We'll be asking enter to integer values, enter to integer values. Now we are going to be declare those two integer values. Let me consider n1, n2, and we'll be accepting that values. And I can pass those arguments over here. N1, N2. I can pass those arguments over here, N1, N2. So now also it is going to be execute with the values what we are giving here. 10, 20 is the values I've given here. 10, 20 is the values I've given here. So we got that value of A is 10, value of B is 20. So like this, we can able to pass the values dynamically. Let's suppose here for the constructor, for the parameterized constructor, I have taken two integer arguments. I have taken two integer arguments. So here I am taking enter two values. And if I'm asking here double values, double values, see, it is not going to allow us to pass those integer, sorry. So now we have n1, n2 are the double arguments. N1, N2 are the double arguments. Those double arguments I'm passing as an argument here. It is not accepting. See what is the error it is going to be display here. Change constructor to integer to double. So then only it is going to be call for execution. Otherwise, it is not going to be called for execution. I'm passing integer, we need to pass integer values only. So, or otherwise, we need to change here double. See here, double. Now here, this AB are integer values. This AB are integer values. So because of that only, it is not going to be accept here. We'll be getting the error. Now here, double AB values we are assigning to the int AB values. It is going to be get the error. It is going to get the error. So if I am converting into integer, then it is going to be accept. Then it is going to be accepted. Now, this is what we can say as type conversion. In the type conversion, this is explicit type conversion. Explicit type conversion. See here, typecasting or type conversion. Converting from one data type to another data type. Converting from one data type to another data type. See here, if you observe the double data type, we have converted into int. Now here, what is the argument what is the variable we have taken, that is e, that is going to be considered as double variable. That double variable has been converted into int. See here, the type conversion is of two types. One is implicit type conversion or typecasting, or automatic type conversion. The second one, explicit type conversion. Explicit type conversion. See, implicit type conversion or automatic type conversion is nothing but it is going to be convert from one data type to other data type automatically without providing any syntax to it. Automatically converts from one data type to another data type without any syntax. So when it is going to be convert from one data type to another data type automatically without providing any syntax is, if we want to give the variable of double, see, if suppose if the variable is of type double, and if we are giving the integer value, then automatically it is going to be converted into double. Suppose for the double data type x, is the variable, and if I'm giving the value as a 12, it is going to be like 12.0. It is going to be stored like 12.0. Like that, it is going to be stored. Automatically, it is going to be convert from integer to the double. We no need to provide any specific syntax to convert from one data type to other data type. But whereas explicit type conversion, we need to provide the syntax like this. Now, this particular variable a we have as double data type. That double data type, sorry, this this variable a is integer type. This variable a is integer type. If we want to convert the double into integer, we need to provide the syntax as per this. Because of that, it is going to be convert the double data type into integer. Because of that, it is going to be convert double data type into integer. This is type conversion, implicit and explicit.